Okay, so I am going to just do an informal kind of, yeah, this will work. I have this file that I created, worked with the guy I'm working with, and I'm going to just kind of give a overview of how I'm going to streamline his. He kind of came up with this on. I did a really good job. I'm impressed. I'm just going to do some minor tweaks and things. He'll have to re-DMX his lights, but in general, well, maybe. In general, I'll see that maybe this is a little more streamlined in some of the reasons, and then generally anyone who watches this can kind of see like the reasons why I do certain things here, certain things there. Just kind of an overview of my method. I'm not gonna say it's the best method. I just think it works for me, and maybe it works for you. So let's get to it. Okay, so let's see. Oh yeah, you will have to readdress. So we start out with this. I'm going to make it not. Actually, this is the easiest way to do that. Boom! Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Also, another thing I love about Jands is Control Z. So say you did something you didn't like and you can fix that. Clear. So what I did is I took these fixtures. This is like your working area down here, and I just dragged them down here. Now they're all down here. I can bring them back up here and boom, fix that. So this is the a couple dimmers. I'm gonna move those because I like to put my dimmers in the beginning because it's a little easier to do like dimmer packs or something like that. And typically there's 4 per, so 4, 8, 12, 16, so 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16, 17, 18, 19, so that'd be like 5 dimmer packs if we want to do all 20 channels. So I'm going to start it, that'd be 5. I doubt they'll ever need that many. You know, with LEDs and everything, I'm typically seeing less, so let's just do like, you know, 1 through 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we'll do 10, 11, 12. Just kind of thinking. Yeah, if we leave 12 channels open, that's probably fine. I'll put these 2 at the beginning. This one's a hazer. I like to put my hazers at the very end so that you can fill up all this space with whatever you want. And you have this space to do, you know, extra dimmer channels, dimmer packs, whatever. I also like my fixtures to have their indices in order, I guess. That's the easiest way to put it. So if I change this to 1 and 2, it's gonna get mad at me because it's gonna be like, oh, there's more than 1 at the same thing. Well, that's fine. We can do this. If I highlight, I should have. There we go. So I did Control to get this. On a Mac, it's probably going to be Command, and then I did Shift to click all of these. Now I can renumber fixtures, and I can do starting at, say, if I want to leave them blank, 1 through 13, I can do 13, and then it's going to renumber them. And then, so now, like, starting at 1, did I accidentally click on that one? I must have accidentally clicked it or something. Anyways. Or it's weird software glitches, that happens. So, anyways, what I was saying was that if you added more fixtures in this group right here, 1 through 12, bad alarm. My alarm to take out the trash. Which I already did, because I'm awesome. anyways, what I was saying was, dismiss. You can't see my workspace, but I gotta dismiss my alarm. Anyways, so yeah, I'm leaving those open. You can, you can't. It's kind of up to you. I'm thinking I'm future-proofing it, so if he does get more fixtures in the future, if something's different, it's probably pretty easy to change that. So in the list view, then now we have the rug beams. There's 4 of them, 2 rug washes, 2 of those, and then there's however many of these, 8, I guess. So stage, whatever they are. Left, middle, center, left, center, right, middle. I guess center is more of a theater term. So left, center, right. If I go to this this layout, I like to make sure that everything's in order by this is a selection by ID. So if I use the arrow keys in here, it's going to start out and go left to right in order, and that's because I so when you run an effect, it has a start and an end. And when you grab a group, they have a start and an end, and it depends on this sort feature. You can, if it's random, then it'll 1, 2, 3, 4, and if I click it again, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I click all of them, 7, 19, 18, 5, blah blah blah. If I click all of them again, it's going to be different, right? But if I do ID, and you saw it, even it updates live, it is going to go to which ID it is. So the dimmers are going to be 1 through 12. If I was to add 1, this would start getting incremented. This would be correct, 13 instead of whatever. So if it's 1, 2, 3, and 4, then the effects are going to run correctly. So that's why I do that. I can do it align. I meant to do bottom. And then distribute horizontally, and now they're evenly spaced. And then, so if I'm going to create an effect, so this is the room we have. Let's see. So this is Capture Argo. Should I finish with that? Nah. So this is Capture Argo. Yay. I should edit that out. Anyways, Capture Argo, Capture Sweden. The Sweden is their Capture Sweden is their manufacturer, the creator, the owner, whatever, the company, and then Capture Argo is the year. They switched back to using the year for 2018 for their naming nomenclature for the name of. They try to release a new software version each year. Anyways, I'm getting into the weeds. I don't mean to get in the weeds. What I'm trying to say is that this is the program I'm using. I've already got most of everything set up. I'm gonna have to redo the patch, so you're just kind of along for the ride, so you can see how I do things and what I'm doing. So if I have beta view and focus, so I'm pressing 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5 to get different perspectives. So, and then Q, W, and E, those are your different views to be able to see things. So I was simply, I'm going into the different. I'm using QWE to do different view types, and then 1 through 5 for the different, like this is top down, this is the front, and this is from the side, this perspective, and then this is, forget what it's, orthogon, or orthographic. So perspective is like, sight lines, something's further away. Orthographic would be what it really looks like in 2D on a 3D represented model. I did not read the Wikipedia article before doing this, so So anyways, this is kind of our little layout we have. So we have some lights on the side here. And in this view, it's kind of hard to select things, but if I do this view, no, it's not. If I make this the same. Anyways. What do I want to, what am I trying to get done? Those guys. There we go. So these guys over here, they're on one wall, and then these guys are on another wall, and then these got 3 along the back here. Right here. Those guys, and then it's got a stage, and then I put, I don't know, I'm kind of debating the 2 placements. So I've got 4 beams and then 2 washes. I'm kind of debating if I should put the 4 beams all on the I call these totems, just kind of, it's a totem-like thing. I don't know, I feel. Anyways, those 2 on there, and then he's got some front wash. This is probably not in the right spot. I should probably move it back, but I kind of just said whatever when I was building this with him earlier last week. I think it was last week. Friday maybe? I don't remember. Anyways, so he's got a presenter dude that's going to go up on the stage, present from a whiteboard. He's got 2 screens for video stuff. So we got to keep mindful of some of the screen stuff. Got to keep mindful of distracting the crowd, maybe not distracting the crowd, depending on what effect they're going for, that kind of thing. The lights back here, they're probably not going to be focused up, so when we go to this view where you actually render them, and we switch to Jands, and we turn on our dimmers, they're not going to work because the fixture patch that I did is different now. 1. There we go. 2. Is it sing? Yeah, it is. I must have something off in Jands or something. I don't remember. We'll get to that later. I don't, oh, I parked these off. That's why. Unparky. There we go. That's why. Boom. Yeah, they're not even in the right spot, but I don't care enough to fix it right now because it's just a quick render. Well, maybe I do. I say one thing, but do another. Don't do what I say, do what I do. I don't know. And sideways view. Oh, where is it? There we go. Yep, you too. Yep. You in a little bit. Okay, there we go. And then if I go to this guy, and go to this guy, not that one, this one. We can do focus. Yeah, that's fine. Bring that in some, bring that in some, bring that in some, bring that in some. Go this one, same, and kill the focus. Bad focus, no one likes the focus. Rawr. What's funny is on a real Eco, these are inverted, but on a on the software Eco, it's not. It's kind of cool. I also like that you can rotate it really easily. It's kind of nice. Go up, up. Cool. Okay, so I mean, that works, right? Okay. So yeah, so we got these guys. We've got our rogues, hurricane hazer, whatever it is, and all group. That's working. These lights. So let's just do the repatch now because that's probably the next step. 13. So whichever one is on that side. That one. 13. 32. Like I said, I like to go across. 51 and 70. 51. 70. $89, 108. Sorry, I'm recovering from a cold, so I might pause and drink some water and try to not die. Not really. I'm just, kidding, kind of. There we go. Okay, let's figure out what this one is. That guy. He's 301 right now. Okay, so these last three are him. Happens to be the first three in here, so 127. Okay, so 127, 135, 143. Totally typed 143. And 151. So we could do one or two things. Reorganize it here, reorganize it in Capture physically, like move the lights, or we could do it virtually with the patching. I think that I would rather do in Jands first, just to make sure that everything's correct, right? And no, that was right. 19, 20, 21, and I think I think the thing here is I would rather have kind of thinking. Well, see, if I wanted to do a spin, spin in a circle, woo, like that, I really should have this be like the lowest common denominator, or really it could start here, but then it needs to, yeah, I could start here and then go like that. So these guys, I don't like the lasso at all. Should be over here, and these guys should be over here, right? Because if we're going to start here, 19, 20, 21, right? And then it should come from bottom up. Sometimes that can get you in a pickle, though. I think what I've done in the past is when I create the group, I create the group that has the numbering already ordered properly, so it's always top to down, high or low to high. See, when I grab this one, it says 1, 2, 3, 4, and if I grab this one, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 backwards. So I'm thinking, yeah, I think I'd rather have it in the correct numerical order. Like consistent is correct to me, and then program around it. But at least we're starting out a little better, right? Like, here's our all group, here's our left and our right group. So if we update this group, holding down shift to grab all of them, right click. Well, I don't have to hold down shift, it would do it automatically. Update group, so now right is that, and put left over here, left is them. So I click these and then hold on control or shift, yeah. So it's easier to just click this and then deselect these, right? And then select these. And then right click, Picture group update. So that one's updated, that one's updated. So maybe here, right, left. This is an all. That. One of the key things with this is when you're programming in queues, it takes up this space right here. So I try really hard to make my vertical space as small as possible and spread things out horizontally. It's because you have more space on a 16:9 screen horizontally to mess around with things. So if I can, I will save that and you can get a tighter zoom. So you can do different things. So that's one thing that I like to do. Let's see. These three are fine. So I got 22. So I got these guys and these guys to do left. Sorry, my throat keeps bothering me. I wonder if it's this lemon. So I just quickly finish it up. I'm gonna rest my voice every now and then by not talking and just showing. Maybe I'll just pause the recording. It'll probably be less monotonous for y'all. One thing I like to do when I'm done is I like to do a highlight. So if I pop this out. And go through each one. Actually, I can do that from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't have a dongle, so we gotta wait until it's our standard blackout. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hazer. Dimmer. 1, 2. Cool. So that's correct now. Now we go to our fixture chooser. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to pop it out. So it's a little better. You go to the other monitor. You come here. You're wondering what I was doing with that DMX, right? Yeah. So I can have a little show, right? Okay, so let's see. We're looking pretty good, right? Pretty good. What do I want to do next? Got everything in order. All highlights working. Some things are labeled. I typically don't do labels. It's just kind of like you either know what it is or you don't, but you know, maybe it's nice because if you're the guy programming all the time, you don't really need it. I could see it needing it a couple times, but once you set it up, or if you're the guy who sets it up, you kind of just remember. Unless you got a shorter memory, I mean, that can be a thing, so maybe maybe do the labels. So to do a label, you right click, and then it's somewhere in here. Oh, it's a note. Anyways, what else do I want to do? Have these guys, have these guys. Probably want to create a group for stage rogues. There's not a ton of fixtures, so sometimes all stage, maybe one for the outsides. I have my caps lock key on. Fancy that. So maybe that, I don't know, we'll see. Sometimes while I'm programming, I just kind of, you know, figure it out. And I'm like, oh, I don't like that. Oh yeah, we should do some presets. Okay, so highlight mode, get some presets on. Yeah, let's see, I'm already kind of confusing myself. So maybe if I do this, and do this, and do this, and do this. So my thing is, if you have a... Once you start laying things out, stay consistent. So if you're gonna have an all, and the all is here, and it has everything that's kind of in the middle, then your all for the rest of the light should be kind of in the middle of whatever group of lights you have. And then your individual should be individually located, right? So there's the outside, inside, those, so on and so forth. Okay, so I'm going to quit talking because my voice kind of dying, but I am going to program positions. And that should help out. Make things a little fun for you. Huh. So obviously, I was showing him a lot of stuff. I'm pretty sure this guy and that guy are inverted, so you'll get to see me fix that. So transforms, that one, that one, that one. Either that. That's interesting. So I wonder if they're inverted in oh no, just a transform. Okay. Just transform, had to remove that. That was my last video. I was showing things about that. So yeah, it's not bad. So maybe a little up. Yeah, that's probably good. Looks nice. Just do an update. Place. Well, I should probably bring in the washes as well. If I bring out down highlight, then I can actually do what I want. Yeah, something like that. That way they're all parallel. Right click, update. So I want to start out at a baseline. I want to output all, undo all, replace, up. Yeah. So I want this preset to be not screwed up from the get-go. I want it to be just straight up what I think it should be, right? I would take everything and go down a little bit. Not that direction. Down. So that's kind of middle instead of up. Yeah, that's fine. Update. Down, up. That's probably fine. You can always modify them later, right? So down, in. Kind of like that one already. I feel like the sides should come up a little bit though. And of course. So to fan in Jands, I'm holding down Control. That gets me a nice fan. It's probably nice. All of these, update, all, replace, blah, 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 down, in. So that means the position is down, and so the first one's the position in space, and the next one, well, the first one's pan, and the next one's tilt. So pan, tilt. And so this will be down, up. So, or sorry, tilt, pan. Yeah. So tilt, and then pan would be in. Just be consistent, whatever method you think. I think of less of pan and tilt. I think more of what am I typically going to go to? I'm going to want to know whether it's going to be up or down, and then I'm either going to mess with it after I've already got it set, or up is fine. Any of the ups is going to be cool, you know? Just choose at random. And then same thing with the down. So yeah, so I was probably demonstrating something. I don't know what I was doing. So this is down, in, and I'm going to tilt everything up. And create new preset. This is going to be up. That's the tilt, and then in is the pan. Place all, output all. Sure. And then maybe we'll do an out. You know, I don't know. Start with up. Do I want a fan from center, I think. Huh. trying to get the selection right so the fan works. So that's when the selection matters, whether it's ID or position or whatever. So that's when it matters, because if you're doing the fan, they'll do some weird things, obviously. So I mean, that's working, but why are these two not working? Maybe I should do them individually. Problem with this little narrow room is it's so... it is so... 148. It's so narrow that I really don't feel like I can do very wide of effects without really messing up the that's probably okay. Okay. Sorry, my wife was saying good night to me. She's very sweet. What was I doing? I was making these, so saying these are going out. So create a new preset. This is up, out, and then just kind of take them down. One thing I forgot to do, I should do, is I like the pan and tilt to make a little sense. I didn't test that. It's getting late. Maybe I'll do that for a different video. So now we have our up. I go red. Yeah. Up, down, down in, up in, out, down. And so when we add a effect to it, it immediately becomes really cool. So we stop the effect, run it out, run the same effect, you get a different look. So the idea with the different spots in the room is that they look different every single time you do something. Come back. Yeah. Right. It's like searchlights. What if I changed that to, so I stopped it and I said tilt. Now it's kind of like bouncing, right? So there's different things you can do with those, but you gotta have your positions, and like you gotta have some basic positions so that they can do stuff like that. Obviously all the advanced programmers will school me in positions and stuff, but hey, I'm the one teaching right now. So listen to me. Not really. Okay, yeah, I think that's about it for tonight. I'm getting tired. I'm gonna work with him some more tomorrow on programming the show. I record that and figure out what I can and can't upload from that session. So, anyways, all the best. Good luck with your shows and what you're doing, and hope this helps you figure out, how to make Jands a little more efficient for you. I know it's not a lot, but it is the initial setup process that I think that gets you most of the way there. If your interface is all streamlined and set up and ready to go and really nice, then you can add on to the show well. You can take away from the show well. It's just a better starting position. So yeah, one thing, I'll do this real fast. One thing I love to do in Jands is they have this twinkle, which is nice, but it's not amazing. So the thing that you should do is make a twinkle better preset. I call it twinkle better. I don't know if it actually is better, but I think it works a little better, especially with like LEDs and stuff. Twinkle works fine for incandescents, but for LEDs and the smart lights and whatnot, like moving heads, they're looking for a little bit more drastic of a change in order to really recognize the difference. So if I ran like this, you can see it a little better. So that's just something to help out. And then you do where'd it go? Save. Twinkle better. With smiley. So yeah, that is too bright. And this gets you a nice, ooh, yeah. Okay. That's my last awesome trick. I should probably name that. And I did name it. Twinkle better. There you go. Twinkle better. Have a good night.